help students become more familiar with business-placed writing and communication. Students will learn how to write office-placed documents such as emails and memos. Students will also learn how to work together and communicate effectively in groups. This is a course-long game. Each week, the groups will produce a weekly newspaper about current events. There's very, very little equipment needed. You need a computer, an internet connection, and a printer. It's very easy for the instructor to set up. All the instructor needs to do is split the class into groups of 3 or larger. It will really work with any size group as long as there's more than 3 people. There are 3 types of characters in this game. There's the publisher, the editor, and the journalist. The publisher is the one in charge of everybody. He's responsible for the newspaper from start to finish. He's also responsible for the look and the content of the newspaper. Then there's the journalist who goes out, they find stories either from the web, local news, TV, other newspapers, and then they will go ahead and write a rough draft, which will then be sent to the editor, who will then check the content, proofread, and also fact check the journalist's work. Gameplay is pretty simple. The first thing after you get split up in groups is everyone in the group is going to go ahead and choose their character. And a little note there can only be 1 publisher, and there must be more journalists than editors, unless there's a group of 3 where there'll just be equal roles. There'll be 1 journalist, 1 publisher, and 1 editor. After that, the publisher will go ahead and determine the direction of that newspaper for that week. Whether he wants to go ahead and have the journalist write about weekly news, local news, political news, or world news. And if there's more than 1 journalist, they can split that up. It's whatever he decides, because he's the one in charge and leader of the newspaper. After that, the journalists will need to go out and find their topics. The journalists will then go ahead and write a rough draft, and then they will email that in the email format such as we did here to the editor, who will then go ahead, edit that for errors, grammatical errors, and content, and they'll fact check it. And then they'll email that to the publisher, who will then compile everything into that weekly newspaper. And then after that, every week rules will change, and everyone must be published an equal amount of times. But as far as journalists and editors go, it doesn't matter. You can be an editor more as long as everyone is a publisher the same amount of times in that group. For scoring, it's a weekly assignment. It's worth 30 points, 10 points for content, 10 for grammar, and 10 for overall look, and that is graded by the instructor of the course. Also, there is a chance for extra credit, up to 3 points per week per player, and you gain extra credit by writing reviews of the other group's newspapers, and you can do that up to 2 times. And then there's also 1 point awarded by the instructor for that week's best newspaper. A little warning, the publisher is held accountable, so if somebody, say the journalist, doesn't write an article, the publisher receives a 0 for that week, but everyone else receives full credit. It's just like an incentive because the publisher's in charge, so they need to make sure everything gets done, otherwise they're the one that gets punished for that. And that really concludes my game. Are there any questions?